Peace, peace. This is gonna be my first of many series of my Left Just Might Be Right show. It's a debut. I thank the ancestors for giving me an opportunity to be able to speak. Always open up with gratitude to the ancestors because that's where we come from. You have to recognize the ancestors in everything you do. Recognizing your ancestors is about knowing your history. That's why if you don't know your history, you're doing to repeat it. You have to honor those who came before you because those who came before you created you. Going all the way back to the Creator, the Most High. We've been put here specifically to learn ourselves, to learn who we are, and to know ourselves more. And to know yourselves is know where you came from. That's knowing your background. Us as slaves in this country, indigenous people illegally captured in this country, we have to dig deeper, dig harder to find out who we are. It's an uphill battle. And because it's an uphill battle, that's why we tend not to do it. Our people don't want to do the work. We have to start doing the work. Whatever it is that we do, we have to start doing it. This is me giving out a wake-up call to people who watch this video. Whatever work you gotta do, start doing it. You don't need a plan to start it. You don't need a whole bunch of money. You just have to start it. Because the starting part is free. Researching, asking questions, finding out if that's what you like. Just different scenarios that you have to come up with for yourself to challenge yourself to find out who you are. You can only challenge you because you only know your limitations. And you don't even want to push yourself past those limitations. There is a lot that a day can consist of with you in it. I do my Grand Risings. I've been doing Grand Risings for a long time. I don't even know how long I've been doing them. They're good, insightful motivations. I'm sending them out to a good number of people, mostly my folks. Is certain things that I'm doing, like this video or these podcasts, whatever you want to call them. I don't even know what to call them yet, but I just started. Whatever you want to call this, channel. These are the things that we have to start delving in to get to know who we are. The more you delve into things that challenge you, the more you find out who you are. The more you find out who you are, the more you are confident in who you are and can move better in life and in daily activities. That's a lot of people don't like to look in the mirror. When you see that on TV, that you gotta look yourself in the mirror. It's hard to face yourself. It's hard to face yourself when you know you. You can't lie to yourself. You can't lie to anybody. You can lie to everybody. You can't lie to you. Because at the end of the day, when you lay down at night and you look back at, your actions and the way things turned out for you in certain aspects, it's your fault. Everything that happened to you, everything that happens to me, it's our fault. It's self-inflicting. Like if you are around a bunch of people that you don't want to be around, why are you around them? If they make you uncomfortable, why are you around them? If you don't bang with them like that, and you have to ask yourself, why do you want to be around them? Or, what is it about them that you seek to energize you? Because everything is energy. When you're around people, that's a certain vibration. You're around intelligent people. When you're around intelligent conversations, you can tell it's an intelligent conversation. When I'm around simple conversations, you can tell that too. Basically, is uninteresting, and it's talking about, the same old, same old. I don't have conversations with people with, you know, that aren't talking about how we can move forward, how we can improve ourselves as a human being, how we can, and I keep saying we, because we can nothing of big change can happen alone. As a leader, you always need a team. So either you're the follower, which you keep going around people trying to get their energy, trying to find out what they're doing and follow what they're doing, or you're the leader, which usually the person who knows themselves, who learn to get away from other people. Most leaders are loners because they know how to separate themselves from the crowd in order to get a different perspective. So if you don't look and try to get a different perspective on what's going on, or if you always following the crowd, then obviously that's who you are, and you need to know that too. You have to be honest with yourself. If you say, look, I don't want to have the leadership role in certain things, I don't want to do this, that, and third, cool. But be honest and move that way. A lot of people out here are frauding. They moving out here with this fake jewelry on, fake this, fake that, fake this, and will be treated like a real person. You can't. That doesn't work. You can't be fake and be treated as a real person. Like you're NPC, and you're NPC, just there. You have to be active in what's going on with you. And being active with what's going on with you is knowing who you are, being solid on who you are, and be confident that who you portray yourself to be is that person. There is no, fake it till you make it. That fake it till you make it. See, we don't change with the times. The times is changing. The fake it till you make it, that was like back then, the early 90s, now that because you had to look good, you had to make it seem like it was that in order to get the bag. Now, everybody's faking it. So there's no bag in it no more. It's everything supply and demand. Everything has to do with business. If you have a saturated amount of stuff, it's not going to cost as much. If it's rare, the prices go up. That's why they try to create followers, because if they had too many people that's rare, the price of everything is going to go up. And we are the rarest people in that round. Everybody else is common. We have different things in us as indigenous people trapped in this country, trapped in this land. They want we have more than what they have, which is rare. And it's kind of crazy because we are the most. We populate every section of this country. We populate, or the earth, the globe. Every section of the globe we populate. When they landed on all these different islands, they went and got in these ships and went everywhere. And they like, there's black people here too. Let's go over here. There's black people here too. Go over here. Oh, ain't no black people here. They did. Oh, it was black people here. They just left. They wasn't here. They used to be here. The archaeologists find this everywhere. All their scientists keep pointing it back to us. So now they're like, how do we get these guys? How do we get them, you know what I'm saying, get what they have without them giving it to us willingly? Because we can't, they want our essence. They want our energy. And I try to do these videos and things because we have to start having an enlightened conversation. Our conversations is too mundane, and it's 2024, March 11th, and we're still doing things that happened in the 90s. You know why? It goes all the way back to the beginning of what I said. If you don't know your history, you're bound to repeat it. Because when you get in your history, you realize you see patterns. History is all about patterns. You see, okay, this, and third. This happened in the 20s. The Depression happened in the 20s. We know it was a recession, the Great Depression. Those things that made that happen, the different things that the different events that caused the Great Depression are the same events that are happening now if you compare the stories. And knowing your history is knowing how to move forward. Once you read, okay, this is what happened in the 20s, and this is how they got out of it, or these are the success stories of that. You try to mimic that because you don't want to be, you want to be a success story. Don't we all? So that's why if you really want to get on the ball, you really want to learn some, really want to get ahead of the game of what's going on. If you feel like you are not where you are, you have to go back. Sankofa. You have to go back and grab certain jewels that been out there, that's there for the taking, that you have to go back and search for those things. And not saying it's not there is not an excuse. Saying that you don't feel like doing it is a better, it's a better thing to say than I don't I, I don't know where to find it. Because in this age of information, if you can't find it, you're not looking. You can find anything you want on these phones, on this device. Whatever you're looking at me on this on, you can find what you need to get what you want. Like when I listen to Urban X TV, shout out to Black Dot Malcolm. When you invest in yourself and invest time and work, because if you go to the gym, that's time to work. If you work a 9 to 5, that's time to work. If you hustle, that's time to work. You have to be using your time more efficiently and moving in the direction where you want to go. Not just, 9 to 5. Because if you wake up and you don't want to go to work, or you wake up, because it's Monday, they say a lot of heart attacks happen around this time from stress that people won't go to work. They say it's 35, whatever the statistic is. You get more heart attacks on Monday from work-related stress. So you have to, not stop using your energy for certain things. Stop giving your energy to what you don't want to give your energy to, because it drains. Good energy is when you give it and it comes back to you. That's why it's a good vibe with certain individuals, because when you give the good energy to them, they give the good energy back. It's reciprocal, and the energy grows, and it's a good thing. Bad energy is when you keep putting out and then nothing comes back, because then you feel used, you feel drained, and that's how energy works. We have to start having more intellectual conversations. Just, it could be with, contemporary things, but we have to change our vocabulary, because words are spells. We have to, start speaking positivity into each other. That's why I'm doing these things, because I want to show you that, there's a thinking that's around that we're not thinking. There's a certain thought pattern that we need to start having to start changing how everybody is. This is a global thing. This isn't just me, my neighborhood, Southwest. You know what I'm talking about? Southwest. You got it like that. Southwest. You know what I'm saying? This is more than me. It's more than you. It's a collective, because I am, because we are. And if we aren't anything, then I can't be anything. So it has to be a collective effort. This is why I believe these conversations are needed. I really appreciate, whoever listening to this. I'm gonna try Mondays, so we're gonna set a schedule. We have to be more disciplined. Mondays, I'm gonna do Mondays. That Just Might Be Right show. This is episode 1, and we had some fun. I want to interact. I'm really want to get out in the streets. That's what I want to do. I'm street team. I'm boots on the ground bull. Like, I'm not. No, I'm saying I like to touch the people. I ain't trying to be all on this screen. I'm a face-to-face individual. This is just me getting my ideas out. trying to see who's on the same wave as I am. You know what I'm saying? Who's on the same energy pattern. Because it's time to move. There are things coming down the pipe that we're not preparing for. We're not even preparing our kids for. And it's like we don't care. Whatever's happening in this world right now, if you're not moving to secure your baby's future, your grandchildren's future, and those you say you love, then you're doing a disservice to them, and you're a fraud. And you don't love them the way you say you do. Because if you did, you would work harder to try to make sure that whatever they need, you sacrifice for. If you know that, and that's part of knowing yourself, you got to know where your limits is, and you got to know, all right, how can I get more out of my limits? Because that's knowing you. You have to push yourself. That's the self-discipline. We have to start pushing ourselves. We have to start working physically and mentally. We stop being thinkers. When we don't think, we don't create. That's why we don't have any creative ideas nowadays. These jokers, these devils are still using ideas that we brought up thousands of years ago in Egypt. This technology they did, every technology that we're using from this phone is them using our technology and letting us die off, and then telling us in books while they trying to change the books up that it's their technology. We created these phones. And if you don't, you know what I'm saying, and if you don't believe it, do the research and prove me wrong. You're not, so I can say whatever. And that's what these jokers do. They say whatever they want to say, and because we don't have our own experts, we don't have our own doctors, we don't have our own lawyers, we don't have our own archaeologists, our own, etymologists. We don't have any of these psychologists. We don't have any of these people that's our expert that works with us. That's for us. Not with these jokers, not with these devils, but for us. You have to have those people in place before you start the ball rolling on anything. And that's where I want to start having those conversations. Like, where do we start? I don't know where to start. But I know that this technology that we have here, and why they're trying to ban TikTok and just a whole bunch of other things, is the reason why we need to start doing the work, because things are changing. That's why I'm adamant about starting to do these posts and start posting things and letting people know, because eventually we're not going to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of gardeners in the war. It's not good. People are thinking this is not a joke. But I'm a Monday start doing my left just might be right. Figuring out how to make it happen. Mr. Big Overnight had me on his podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. I guess I gotta put that in my talkings. We shouldn't even have to see like, share, and subscribe. Like, things that are understood don't need to be said. When I go on everybody's show or anybody thing on YouTube, I automatically hit the like. If it's a good show and I want to say something, I comment. Now, if you gotta keep saying like, share, and subscribe, yeah, that algorithm is for that. But the way I move, the way those that I plan on having as my team, as my folks, we move, it don't need to be said. Because a lot of these things we keep repeating ourselves. We're saying it to just say it. I'm a good this, I'm a good that, I'm this, I'm that. You gotta show through your actions. You can't show through just talking, lip professing. That's all we doing now, lip professing. Can't be lip professing. Things is changing. It's about to be nice out. If you lived long enough, which I have, and you don't see the pattern of life yet, as far as how, the seasons change, the sun goes up, the sun goes down. If you don't see where you're continuing a down pattern, a negative pattern, or a positive pattern, if you don't recognize, how every day, just because it's Monday doesn't mean it's Monday. It's another day, which you can start doing things. You can start, you could treat Monday like it's Saturday and treat Saturday like it's Monday. It's all about the mind. It's all about how you think and approach your day. We have to have better conversations on these channels than just the energy and this, that, and third, because that's not helping me or you connect better to move things in a better direction. If you're not on here trying to figure out how to put a plan in place, or just moving the ball in a better direction towards our end, our advantage. This is like a tug of war, right? We're almost about to fall in the mud, and there's only a few of us holding the thing back, leaning all the way back. We damn near parallel to the ground, pulling this string, trying to keep keep us from going down. And we're losing the battle. We're losing the fight, and we need to start having better conversations amongst each other, because I believe that we have our own, like, grapevine. We have our own internet. Like, anything that's happening with Black people culturally, if it's a real culture change or something that we do culturally, it reaches everywhere. It reaches all over the globe. I can go anywhere in the hood of anywhere, and if they're really hood and they're really in tune to the streets, we can have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we are as a people. We can enter a room. It could be 1,000 other people, and if the two of us see each other, we do you know what I'm saying? And we already know that, and eventually we'll probably wind up somewhere, in proximity and talk. But that's how we do. That's the energy we have, because we're communal. These devils, they're silly. Shout out to Marimba Ani in her book Yurugu. She talks about the silly. And these jokers are silly is not, they don't have, they're soulless. They do not care for life. And they're trying to program us not to care for life. And that's where the cognitive dissonance come in at, because we understand internally, instinctively, that life is precious. But they're trying to program us bang, 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 bang. Life, don't worry about it, don't worry about it, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. You're an ant. The collective brings things together. It's an African proverb that I love, that I always, go to. They say, when the spiders were together, they could take down a lion. That's deep for me. When the spiders were together, they could take down a lion. There's certain African proverbs, when you learn things, that certain things you get enlightened. That's why I have a bunch of books. I try to read as much as I can. But that's why I try to start book clubs. You want to start finding people that you resonate with, and y'all need to start building a team. Y'all need to start hanging with each other all the time. Get your kids together. Start finding ways to, whatever y'all have in common, y'all can do those things together, because that's how you build community. We have lost community. We don't. Everybody's in their own house. Everybody's in their own phone. It's like there is no, group settings. Group settings are still distance, because you'll go into a room. It could be 300 people in a room, and they're all on their phone. A DJ playing, and there's nobody dancing. People don't dance anymore, because that means you got to get close to people. And people don't do that no more, because I think that's what the pandemic was about. The pandemic was about. It taught us to be separate. It programmed us to not want to gather. And that's part of a program. They don't want us to gather. Because when we gather, that energy resonates. And we have to bring that back. We're a collective. We are a group. We're social people. These devils aren't. They can live in the same mansion and never speak. that shouldn't be. First of all, if you're in a mansion, you know what I'm saying? If you got enough room for black people, we do like Frank did. You move the whole family in the mansion. That's what a mansion is for. A mansion is for family. A mansion ain't for one person. If you one person with a mansion, you stupid. A mansion is for family. A mansion is for that's what these devils did. They had family. They had their bloodlines. They all stayed together. One estate. We need to have our own estate. You know what I'm saying? Get serious with your education. Get serious with learning who you are. Get serious. When you learn who you are, your life will be better. When you're honest with yourself, your life will be better. When you care more about people around you, your life will be better. These are things that's not my opinion. A lot of people like to state their opinions on here. I'm speaking natural law, factual things. I don't bullshit on my channel. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for them dumbass conversations. We can have a dialogue. I don't mind talking to anyone. But you have to be honest. And, it has to be factual. And if not, and respect the fact if you don't know. Like, I don't know everything. I will never say I know everything. I know enough, though. I know enough to have a conversation. So, these are my conversations. You want to join in the conversation? Subscribe. Holler at me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have fun with this. I want real interaction. Real momentum towards something. And appreciate y'all. Peace.